Hey everyone, this is Sam, and today is going to be an advanced combat tips tutorial on Ghost of Tsushima designed to help you master all the weapons, and especially today, it's going to be on ghost weapons. As you see the devastation Jin just caused her with an explosive arrow and multiple kunais. Because in this game, there's actually a way to maximize your ghost weapons to like an incredible effect, and we're going to talk about how to do just that. But you can see from these highlight clips, the enemies are down. Not only are they losing health, they are also weakened. This is going to allow you to use all of your ghost weapons to its maximum effects, and it's going to make you deadly. So if you enjoyed today's tutorial, please share and like. And if you would like to see more Tsushima tutorials, just make sure to subscribe. And if you want to catch up on the previous one, there's a playlist in the description of all the tutorials I've made on this game. So one advanced combat tip I can give you in terms of ghost weapon and how to maximize this is you must get the Kensei armor. This is because when it's fully maximized, it gives you the effects of 50 less damage of your enemy and they receive 50% more damage. So it's a debuff, a very serious debuff. So with this armor on, all of your ghost weapon now not only comes with what they normally come with, but they also come with a debuff. So you can see I'm about to throw a smoke bomb here, and it touched whatever enemy that was affected by that smoke bomb. Not only can I chain assassinate them, as you can see the leader at the back there who was hit by that, observe how weak he is now because of the debuff that my ghost weapon has off the Kensei armor. And you can see now your ghost weapon has its true potential and its full effect. 2 hits to stagger, 2 hits to finish. That's impossible without this debuff. And you can also see here that there's also a debuff to their health and also a debuff to their damage. So I throw the ghost weapon, the bomb there, and you can see as I am being hit by these bigger guys, look at my health, they're barely doing any damage. And these debuffs are permanent. So once they're touched by that ghost weapon, there's no clock, there's no time. They're just permanently debuffed until you finish them off. As you can see, I got hit by 2 big guys there. This is on hard mode, and I barely lost a quarter of my health, which never happens. So obviously you would want to have all of your ghost weapons as upgraded as possible. But if you are dedicated to using ghost weapons, as an advanced combat tip, there's really no reason for you to not wear the Kensei armor, because you get the debuffs on both ways, and make sure you get the kunai, upgrade that as quickly as possible. It's going to be deadly. And to further complement your ghost weapon tactics, you're actually also going to upgrade your concentration as quickly as possible, and also chain assassination to further complement your smoke bomb. So in terms of in the game, when you're fighting with this kind of approach, 3+ enemies or 3 enemies, make sure they're all in front of you, throw your kunai. Because of the debuffs and your fully upgraded weaponry, it's going to break all of their defense, so now they're all staggered and they're debuffed, so they can't block you, and the damage they take is serious. 2 hits and it's over with, even on hard mode against any enemies. And make sure you also combine the 2 that I love the most. I love this one. So you throw in the explosive arrow with concentration mode at the beginning, and then you throw the kunai. After this, if they still happen to be alive, they have no health left, they're staggered, they're stunned, they're on fire, you can take out any kind of Straw Hat Ronins you want. Normally, a fight against 3 Straw Hat Ronins on hard is not a walk in the park, but with this, it's a walk in the park. And if you see 5+ enemies, don't fret. Throw a smoke bomb and trigger your chain assassination. The more you upgrade these, the better. But as an advanced tip, smoke bomb and chain assassination just turns the tide of any fight. Because when you throw it, because of the debuffs, you are going to get them all weakened, and because of what you're doing here with the armor, you also get high resolve return. Because remember, the Kensei armor not only gives you the debuff, it also gives you the 30% resolve return, and now everybody touched by that smoke bomb is weakened, and it also allows me to chain assassinate them. And if they don't happen to get chain assassinated, they can still be assassinated after, and if they survive all of that, they're super weak. And obviously you want to add in more charms to further drive that resolve gain effect that comes from the armor originally. So get the charm of resolves, the level 2 and the 2 level 1s, and also to make sure everything works and you can throw as many ghost weapons as you want without worrying your survivability, put in that charm of Divine Healing level 2, where you're going to get extra 30% of health if you're down 50. So you can see here I'm fighting the Straw Hat Ronin, and my health is down to 50%. And this build really has no defensive buffs. But you see how much health I gain back. So make sure you only heal in this when you're doing combat like this. When you're below 50% health, only heal when you're 50% health. You get all of that back. That's great return for one resolve. It's almost like 80% of my health back just off of one resolve. That is excellent resolve return rate. And when you combat like this, you're going to be very hard to defeat. So when everything put together, your gameplay and your combat approach is going to be like this. Make sure you started the fight with that concentration arrow. That's a free headshot. It's a free, one guy elimination off the top. And then if you don't have to use your ghost weapons, in a 1v1 scenario, because you have such high healing return, you don't really have to use your ghost weapons when it's just, one guy. Take out all the archers so they don't get in your way. Eventually the mobs will come. And when you sense the mobs coming, make sure you space yourself in a way that all three of your targets are lined up in front of you, just like this, and then you throw the cooldowns. Do a roll dodge if you have to, but make sure you see all of your targets in front of you as you throw the cooldown. You're going to hit all of them. They're all going to be debuffed in terms of strength, and they're also going to be weakened, and they're also going to be really damaged off of the cooldown damage. And off of that, nobody can take you down. This will be and this is on hard mode, so this will be kind of like an advanced type of combat. If you do all of this, your pacing is going to be excellent. 1v1, nobody's got a chance against you. And if you look at my health and resolve bar, your resources are all like in a maximum state. I have so much resolve right now. I'm just hitting him to see how many times it takes me to defeat him, but I could easily done a heavenly strike and I'll heal myself again and then do the end suffering and get all of my resolve back, as you see there. And make sure, if it is a 1v1 situation, break the defense, and then because of all your high resolve return, do a heavenly strike. That's actually the best approach. And to top it all off, add in the charm of broken barriers. Throw it in both of them. This is going to make your combat even better, because as you do combat, you're aiming to break enemies' defenses. If you have this, every time you break someone's defense, you're going to get 30% resolve back, plus the bonus added onto it. And if you're playing this type of combat, especially on hard mode, you gotta be breaking defenses to survive and win at this game. So you might as well, you're gonna be doing that a lot, so you might as well get some resolve return for it. But just understand, 1v1, because of all of this setup and the way you're approaching the game with this kind of combat and the ghost weapons and all of that, you're gonna have no problems. If you want to add in a heavenly strike, do it. If you want to throw a cooldown against one guy, do it. You're gonna have so many weapons left anyways. So to get this Kensei armor, to be able to drive your combat to this style and achieve the strongest ghost weaponry you can get in this game, you gotta complete the 6 plates of Kojiro quest. Also, you make sure you do the quest of Curse of Yusisine, so you can get the longbow and the explosive arrow, which is going to combine and complement all of your ghost weapons very well. Now for the charms, you get the divine healing for this kind of combat is absolutely essential, because you don't have any defensive positivity, so you're going to need the healing to get to maximize your resolve return. And a charm of broken barrier, you can get it in these 2 quests. You're going to need this because you're going to have a very high usage rate breaking defenses, right? So get that to get the resolve back. And the charm of resolve 1, the 2 of them, you can do these quests. That's just to further complement the resolve gain you get from the armor. And this is the best resolve return charm in the game, so make sure you get this one to further maximize that. So the rest of the way is just going to be gameplay demonstrations, just so you can see what it's like to play this way and maximize your ghost weapons and not really be afraid of still participating in sword play, because you're just focusing on breaking defenses and using heavenly strike. It's not going to take you too long to defeat someone, and if it's just one guy, you're going to be fine. With all of the resolves you're gaining back from the ghost weapons defeats, you're going to be perfectly flowing through the rest of the way. And remember, majority of these guys are likely already touched or by your ghost weapons, so they're debuffed. So really nobody can have a good chance in defeating you. And you can see I'm just adding in the arrows, trying to space it out, make sure it's one guy at a time, so then I can just take them on. And if I happen to mess up, which is bound to happen eventually when it's 3 guys, who knows? Bad aiming by me there, but I still hit 2 guys, so I'm gonna leave alone the 2 guys I hit and work on the guy that's not debuffed. And when they're debuffed, there's nothing they can do. They're just like an NPC pedestrian. They can't hurt you ever. Like this guy's been debuffed, look at that. Barely does anything. I can heal right back, and I can finish him off with 1 hit. this is the best, probably advanced build in the game, because you really just making the ghost weapon so strong. Like, it's actually kind of OP if you really think about it, because there's no timing on it. Once they are touched by the ghost weapon, they are permanently weak. So let me know how you do. Try to follow these tips. I think this is probably the best way to have fun in this game, even though there's multiple ways to have fun. So if you enjoy, add me a like, leave a comment in the comment section below, and I look forward to seeing you guys again very soon.